All of the views and opinions expressed here are those of the individual speaking and may not be representative of Konig American. At times, language may be considered vulgar. Listener discretion is suggested.
You are now listening to the Konig Behind The Wheel podcast.
So, having gone through a full year, you got a couple guys that are coming up as rookies this year. Some Pro 2 brethren, we'll even say. And what would your advice be to them as now, competing as a professional athlete in kind of the pinnacle championship series? What kind of advice would you give them, both mentally and kind of having a whole season under your belt?
I would say to them, it's going to be tough.
Right.
The first year, it is a test, really.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's worth it. There's going to be great times on track. There's going to be bad times on track. But at the end of the day, you have to really sit down and remember, really why you're there. You truly love the sport. You're driving with some of the best drivers in the world. And like I said, one of my favorite things in events is the fan experience. I love doing the autograph signing.
Yeah.
Having people come by the pits and just want to look at the car. They're kind of nervous to ask, can I sit in the car? Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Jump in it. I don't care. As long as we're not currently in the middle of something that's, important to get the car back out, by all means. I tell people all the time, that, message me on Instagram, social media, they're like, hey, come by the event, whatever. Or, I saw you out there today at Thursday practice. You look great. Want to come out and say hi? Like, I never see you. They'll message me that. I'm like, yeah, just come by. Come by, say what's up or whatever. And, I'll show you around the car. You can have a look and everything like that. Any questions, let me know. And for people coming up, just remember that that's, the reason you're there for. And that's what you're there to see is, you want to meet and greet fans. You want to put on the good show. And just, my thing is just do everything you can to prepare, think of, everything you've got spares and think of stuff that you don't think you would ever need.
You'll need it.
If you have the means for it, get it. Cause it's a point where you're like, I'll never break this piece. There's no possible way. It'll find a way. And if it's going to find a way, in any year, it's going to be the first year coming up. It's going to be the test year, really, I'd say.
That there's a lot of people that have this perception that when you get to that level, that all these cars, they have a complete car essentially in their trailer, but there's a lot of guys that can't run that. They don't have the funding for that, and they come out and they literally don't have spares. I don't want to mention names, but there's guys that I know. I'd be at the event, we'd be talking, and they're like, we're on our spare engine, we have nothing else. So I really hope we don't pop it.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy how a lot of that works, and it's I've had to borrow stuff my rookie year, tools, parts, all kinds of stuff, and vice versa. Other rookies, my rookie year as well, it was, rookie year for quite a few other drivers as well.
Right.
And saying, hey, hey, do you guys have, this piece, or do you have that? Yeah, go get with, Bub over at the trailer. He knows exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
Tell him that it's fine. So it's after being through the struggle, I know what it is. And, it's, like I said, you think you can have all your bases covered, and, you most likely won't. There's going to be an event where you're just going to really get super upset because it's just man, I really wish I would have had, either just this one piece or thought of that. And, it's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, you made it to the event, you got laps in or whatever, ended up being however the event went. But, the next event, then what you need to have and what you missed, and you're always progressing throughout the year.
Yeah. Listen, I want to end on this one note because you kind of mentioned it, but you guys, you and Ken and Ant and the whole Enjuku team, you guys really are a class act. And I think we've even mentioned it in different podcasts. I know we talked about it with Matt Van Kirk. You'll remember in Atlanta. And, we've had a bunch of guys that have always said the same thing about you. You guys are the team that they seem to run to, rely on, because they know that you guys will always help kind of a fellow drifter in need, whether it's spare parts or different things. And I think that it's really a big piece. I mean, yeah, you're super approachable and super knowledgeable and willing to help anybody. But the fact that you guys really care that much about the community really says a lot about, your shop as the business as a whole and the programs you guys run.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I mean, we appreciate it. That's, like I said, what we're there for. We kind of have, I think, the same spirit that I saw when I was overseas. It's, everyone wants to go out and they want to have the battle. They want to put on the great show and they want to see everyone do absolutely as well as they can.
Right. Well, I believe in karma. I mean, I hope it exists, because if not, then I'm going to get screwed in the end. But, I think it's a big thing, especially when, you guys have a more long-term strategy. You're really in it for the community, which is, one of the things that we like about being paired up with you guys as much as we are. And it's kind of one of our things too. Like, there's a lot of people we help, and we know that the ROI is not there. It's not necessarily about that. We try to kind of help something that we know will help the community, the sport as a whole.
Yep.
And that's kind of where you stand too. So that's why I think it's a good match.
No, absolutely. It's been awesome 3 years, and I'm super excited to get it.
I can't wait. I really am super excited to see what you do this year. I mean, you got so many good things on your side this year. The car is way more dialed. You got some experience there. We got the RB sorted. We're not, we're ready. We're in a totally different spot where we were at the start of last year. And you got a whole year under your belt. I believe that car is fast as anything. So, man, I can't wait to see what you do with it. It's going to be an exciting year.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. And the plan this year is not only just to have everything refined and drive the events, but it's to drive that car as much as I can in between rounds. Yeah. And, it's like, you can't get better just only driving 8 rounds, a year. You've got to just get the seat time in it. A lot of the guys that are currently winning the championship in F1, I mean, they're in either their pro car or they're in a car that is built quite similar to it, every other weekend. So, the plan this year is we're looking to do all the FD rounds as well as much driving locally as we can, and try and get up to like the Hyperfests and all those other kind of like fun bash events and get the car out there. Meet with the fans, community, all that. Give ride-alongs if we can, depending on the events and what they allow and all that. And just really get seat time and really get myself dialed in the car, because we want to have an amazing year, and I definitely want to make up for how slow last year started. So
yeah, and I believe you. I believe you will. I think Long Beach is going to be a really pinnacle, shining moment for you coming out of that. Regardless of how you play, it's just the fact that you're kind of ready for it to take it on this year and kind of show it. You won't let it get the best of you.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely a lot more, level going into this year than it was last year, with all the last minute stuff. But it'll be a good year for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this. Before we wrap up, why don't you tell people where they can find you on social media, all those good places where they can go to buy their Konig wheels and go fast parts?
You hit me up on Instagram. It's K_Lawrence, and then my racing number 352. Same thing, Facebook. You can do Facebook.com/KLawrence352 and get to my racer page. If you're looking for parts for your drift cars, we don't just do Nissans, we do Toyotas, we do everything, swap kits, conversion stuff, anything, pretty much everything you want for your drift car. EnjukuRacing.com, hit us up. Same thing, Enjuku Racing social media accounts or just Enjuku Racing. Let us know what you need. Shoot us an email if you've got questions. If there's something you don't see, feel free to shoot an email over, and our guys will get back to you within usually a couple hours, and we'll get something sorted for you.
Awesome. That's it for this one. For more info on the podcast, head over to konigwheels.com/podcast. You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, all at Konig Wheels USA. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe. You can also find us on iTunes and Google Play. Additionally, the full video format to this comes out on our YouTube channel. So that's it. We're out of here. Peace.